So my good friend David showed me a cover for a podcast he's planning. Modern Software Makers. Cool title, nice AI generated graphics, with these typical flaws, but still good enough to get going. But the type. You cannot AI generate type. But it's important because more than the graphics, it is the one thing that will stick out when you're browsing through podcasts. So let's pimp the type for this podcast cover, 80s style. The 1980s. Besides the fact that I was born there, they remind me of white blocky text, bold all caps. And Push by Fontwork is an ideal choice for that. It's a vast type family covering 8 weights in 7 widths, adding up to 56 styles. And best of it, you can seamlessly adjust them using the power of their variable fonts, which will be very useful for us, but more about that later. So let's do it. Set the text in all caps, white and extra bold. One tiny nuance that is always relevant with all caps text. Activate capital spacing if the font provides these options. This way it is optically more balanced, also slightly increasing the letter spacing to make it more balanced and readable at smaller sizes is recommended. So far, so good. We got that confident 80s vibe. However, the emphasis still doesn't feel right. Currently, software is the dominant word due to its length, but I feel it is more about the modern makers. Now we could use the lightweight on software, but it's still too long. And making it smaller, so it has the same width as the text, it is not ideal. It is almost crushed by the weight of modern. Don't we all get crushed by the weight of modern life? Anyway, but there is another option, adjusting the width. And since Push comes as a variable font, I can seamlessly adjust it until it looks right without decreasing the font size. Perfect! What a well-balanced logo type! And now let's set it in the colors of the illustration and position it there. To be still visible, it has to be much larger, so let's scale it up. And additionally, I'll add a noise filter so that it better matches the aesthetics of the background. And voila! There we have it, our 80s style podcast title design. But maybe there could be an alternative option as well. Maybe Shader by Dalton Maag. This typeface is inspired by retro games. However, it does not give us the option to make it narrower, it doesn't have a width axis, but we can change software to mixed case. So this way it surprisingly takes up the same space as the other words in caps. Now applying the filters again, and there we have it. Comparing it to the before, it stands out so much more. But what do you like better, the original, Push or Shader? Tell me in the comments. Find the link to my font review with recommended font pairings below. If you like this one, here is another redesign of a podcast cover that I did. Don't forget to like and subscribe.